I'll show you all what you need to know so that you can then do it yourself. Now, when you open your Pixel Lab, this is what you'll be seeing, but you also be on a green page. Okay, don't worry about the color difference. It is exactly the same thing. There is nothing different. All right. Now, first thing, you move your slider to the right. You see a blank screen. You click it, and then first thing you have to notice and you have to take care of when starting a design from afresh is your background. That your background is what will give you a hint into the design and show you or give you a choice of color and what you should be doing. So I'm going to pick my background. So I can click on this place, this middle icon. I believe you all understand everything I sent to you yesterday on how to use Pixel Lab. Okay, I wouldn't be going through it again in this video because I don't want it to be too long. Okay, so I go quickly to import and I go to my phone memory to get my background for this image. Please hold on, my phone is loading. Okay, so I want to pick my background. Don't worry, I'll send you this background in the group so that you also can use it. Now, if you looking at this size is bigger than the size of our design page. Okay, so I'll just click on this 1:1 here and make it a square. That 1:1 means a square shape. So I move it up. This is the area I want to use for the design. Then I click OK. Then you see the design is not fully covering the whole page, so I swipe to the right and then I come to relative size here. I click it and increase this to 100. Okay, if you notice the one up is 100, the one down is 99. Also move that one to 100 and click OK. You can see it is now covering the whole screen. Then I come to this layer icon and I lock it so that mistakenly I cannot move these things anyhow. Okay, now I cannot do anything on this background. So what I want to do is I want to adjust the color. If you look now, the background is somewhat green. I want to choose a color because our design will be in brown. Okay, so I want to change this color to green and brown. So what I do is I go to this layer icon and I click on this design. You see something, a line under it to show that this is the current thing you are working on. Then I scroll over to color filter. Okay, then you will see hue. I told you in the class that hue also means color. Okay, we are here to do color. I will teach you that when we get to color. But one thing you should know is hue also mean color. So I use my slider, I take it back. You'll be watching the color of what you're doing and you see that now it is brown. So I'll stop there and I click OK. Now I am satisfied with this. The next thing is to bring in the various designs I want to add to this the various elements I want to add to this image. Now I told us that one of the ways we can use shape is to group items. Okay, now look closely, you will see how I use shapes to group different items on this design. First, I will click on shapes. It will always bring a default square shape for you. Just click on this, you will see circle. Then I scroll up, you will see where I'll change the color. I already have my brown here. Don't worry, I'll send you the color codes and I'll teach you how to impute colors in Pixel Lab. Okay, so I click on this brown and I'll enlarge it using this resize tool here. Now I click OK. I'll move this design to one side of my screen to look this way. Okay, then I will lock it also. Please note that whenever you're doing a design, each element you add to your design, do well to lock it because you can mistakenly shake it and move it from where it is and it may scatter your design. So whenever you're doing a design, once you fix an element and you're okay with what you are doing, you just lock it. All right, now the next thing I will do is to impute my text. Okay, and I want to start imputing text. Okay, click OK. Now, my text default is on gray, all right? And I told you when using a dark background, do not use a dark colored text. If you look at this, you will notice that this text is hardly seen on this brown background. So what I'll do is I'll look for a bright colored text and I'll change my text to a bright color. So I'm going to use white. You scroll, you will see white on default. Okay, I click OK, and I will change the font. I will send you fonts, and I'll also teach you how to add fonts to your design, to your Pixel Lab. So I click fonts. Okay, I'm using Montserrat for this. All right, and I told us that when talking about emphasis or hierarchy, hierarchy means giving importance to what needs to be seen first and guiding the viewer's eyes to the way you want them to see your design. For me, the heading of my design is this text I've written, and I want my audience to see that first. So I'll give it the more legible character so that it will be the first thing their eye will capture. So I'm using Montserrat heavy. Okay, then I'll expand my text. I'll make it bold enough. Okay, okay, now I have my text well written out here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to make my design a left alignment. All right, I want my design to be on a left alignment. So I will teach you something else. I showed you on Pixel Lab that grid, there's an icon here. This one up here is called a grid icon. It is used as an imaginary ruler. Note, when you do it, it doesn't appear in your design when you save it. It's just an imaginary ruler for you to be able to align your text to certain places on your design. Now I'm going to activate it. Now on the left alignment, every text should be on the left hand side of my design. So I will click on this. Look at this tool. This one is the magnetic tool. I will show you how to use this one later. Then this other one is the settings for the grid. Now this is my grid. I want to move this one to the left. Okay, now I've put it here and I will click this again. Now any text I put on this element, on this design, any text I put on this design, I will move it so that it fits on this line I've put on this left side. And when I'm done, you will see that everything I've done has been aligned to one place. That is one secret of alignment that most graphics design tutors will not tell you. At the end of the day, you end up doing a design and you discover that your work is scattered because you did not use the alignment tool. Okay, let's continue. Now I put one text and I'm going to lock it like I've said. Okay, now the next I'm going to fix in here, we are going to move this text downward a bit because I told us about negative space, and I said negative space is giving your design room to breathe. Okay, I don't want everything to be at the edges of my design. I want them inside the design. All right, so I move it down a bit so that something else can come on top. Now the next thing I'm going to put here is a subtext, but I want it to, like I said, you use shapes to group items in their various respective order or categories. Now, my heading is also coming with other subtexts. If you are conversant with Microsoft, what do we call it? Microsoft PowerPoint. Each time you are creating a design and you want to impute text, it will bring two boxes. One is called the main header and the other one is called the subheader. Okay, but here we call it the subtext. It means other assisting text that explains your header. All right, now I want to impute my subtext. Then I use a shape just for design or for better emphasis. All right, now I will make it smaller because that is not the main topic I want them to see. So if I make it as big as this heading, it means I have defeated the purpose of emphasis or hierarchy. So here I will put this and I will make sure it is aligned to the left also. So I will make it smaller. Okay, then now you come down, don't exit yet, you just come down and you will see opacity, reduce it to 0. You will see that the shape has disappeared. Still scroll down again, you will see stroke width, this thing here. You increase it to 5. Then still scroll down, you will see color, how to changing the stroke color. So make it white also. And you see that if you click OK, you now have a white shape without interiors. It is transparent at the center, but the borders have colors. Okay, so I'm just going to impute my text there, the text I want to be there, and I'll go to text icon, this A here, and I'll put text. Then our text there will be free training reviews. Then I make it small so that it will fit into the box. I'll also make it white. I'll change the color to white because that is to give it a good contrast. Then I'll make it small. If you want to reduce the text size or your text size, you can use this big circle here on the left side, or you can just come to size here and you increase or decrease. So for now, I am decreasing because I want it to fit into this box. Okay, now I'll click OK, and you see we have our text inside the box. All right, let's make that bigger box smaller. All right, let's make the bigger box smaller. I come to relative size, and this enable, I will short it out and go to height, and I'll reduce it just by 1. Okay, you see it is smaller. Okay, I click OK, and I adjust my text also so that it fits better into that design, into that shape. Okay, all right, now we have our shape and text over there. Now the next is to add another subtext, because I need like 2 other texts to explain my heading very well. So the next subtext, I'll be using another shape also. Now I just go to shape, I click shapes, then I also reduce it, something similar to the one on top, but this time way smaller. Then I reduce it. Now this time I'm not going to reduce the opacity, okay? I just want something different, all right? Now when you are designing, it is not bad for you to repeat shapes. That's why I taught you on repetition. It is a principle. It means it just shows you that certain shapes or text or elements are welcomed in the design. So you can as well repeat shapes or repeat text. So here I will not use white. What I'll use is a light brown. So what I'll do is I'll click on this brown. You see it's the same color. Then I'll click this plus sign here, and I will increase this middle. Look at the this one in the middle here is used to make your color brighter or darker. So I'll just take it to the right to make it brighter in color so that it will look different from the others. When I click OK, and you can see that we have a different colored brown, but it is still brown. So I will teach you about color, and I'll teach you why I am using the same color but in different shades. Okay, so let's continue. Now the text I'll be putting there will be free access. I will just reduce because the text there is small. So I will short out this enable, and I'll close this width. Width is just showing you that the size, the fatness of your shape, either you increase or decrease, while height is showing you the length. Okay, so I'll reduce it because my text is just small. Okay, let me impute our text. I'll click on A and text, then free access. Okay, then I will make it white also. I'll make it white, color white. Then I'll go over to my fonts. Look at where you find fonts. Then you go to my fonts. Okay, then I'll use the same Montserrat font I used for the heading, but this time I'm using Montserrat font in another size, in another weight. Okay, that time I used a very fat Montserrat, but this time I'll be using medium. okay, medium, okay. You can see that it is the same Montserrat but in a different weight. Then I will reduce it to fit into that shape, okay. I will reduce the size to fit into the shape, okay, to fit into the shape, and there we go, free access. All right, now remember, always lock your designs when you lock your elements when you fix a design, or when you fix an element, do well to always lock it, okay. The next is to put in the remaining elements on this design, which are the other details, the contact details, the venue, and any image I will want to add to make my design balance. So the next text I'm going to put will be
Don't finish your reason.
I never finished.
What did they do this man? No make sense.
I never finished at the come. Which one with that?
Which man they do that best?
My brother know that the confess.
They respond in the scatter in church. I'll go down now. No get
Now I'm adding my text. Now, if you look at this text, if I had chosen white color, remember where I want to place this text is on a bright colored background. Now let's go and choose white color. You will notice that the text will be like it has disappeared because you can't use a bright colored text on a bright colored background. So we have to choose a color that is different from that color so that we'll be able to see it. So I will go over here. If I use black, I am correct. If I use the same brown, this type of brown here, I'm also correct because it will create a better contrast for me. So it is left to you to choose a color that contrasts well. All right, so we'll just use that same brown. Okay, let's use black. Okay, so this is black here, and you can see the color is well legible for you to read. So I will change the font. I go to font and okay, and I use Montserrat. Please, in your design, you don't limit your font usage to 2 or at most 3. Also, your colors, limit color usage to 2 or at most 3. If you use anything other than that, you will have a scattered and disorganized design. So I use Montserrat, and I'll also go and change the weight. Okay, so I'm going to use Montserrat regular. Okay, regular, this regular here. I click OK, and I reduce the size because it is carrying less importance than the others. So I reduce the size, okay, and I'll click OK here. Okay, you can see I've aligned my text to that same grid line. Please always follow that and I will lock it. All right, now the last thing that is remaining in this design is the contact info. Remember, we've not added an image yet. Everything has been aligned to the left. Then we go over to choose a contact info. Okay, so sorry, there was a mix-up somewhere. This free access is not the text that is meant to be there. Let's change it. Let's change it. Free access is not the text to be there. So what we will do is just with just a smartphone. Okay, so this is what is meant to be done. If you look at it, the text is way longer than the shape. So what we'll do is just to increase the width of the shape. Okay, let's increase the width first of the shape, then okay, so let's adjust our text to fit well into the shape. Okay, to fit well into the shape. Now then we go over to our contact details. We'll go over to our contact details. Now, I want our contact details. You know, contact details is another category of information, different from this heading and other subtext. All right. Now, that one also with a shape, I'm going to group them into one place. Now, follow me. I create another shape, a smaller shape to be precise, but I will also align it to the left here, and I will change the color. I'll give it a brown color. A brown color. Okay. Then I will impute our shape, our text into that shape. Then I change the color to white, and our font also, Montserrat font, regular. Okay, and I reduce the size very well because this is a less important information than the others. Okay, so now the next thing to do is free access. Okay, then the number you are to contact. Okay, I put a number there, text. Here you are going to use your own number. Okay, use the same number. Use the same number. Use the same number. I make this black in color. Black in color, and I'll reduce the size. I'll reduce the size. Also align it to the left. Okay, so this has been reduced. Then I lock it also, and then I'll add a venue for this training. The venue for the training, then venue. I'll reduce the size. Just do exactly what I'm doing and you get exactly the same result. I know some of you are already graphics designers, but please, for the sake of learning what I am teaching you, please do exactly what I've done. Use the same information I have used. Please don't add yours. Don't add yours for the sake of learning and the sake of being better at graphics design. I will send you the fonts. Don't worry about the fonts I'm using. I will send it to you. Then you lock. Now, I want to add the venue, and the venue is WhatsApp, okay? But I still want to use the same text font I used for the free access. So I'll just click on this layer. I go to free access. I click on free access. You see the line has appeared there. Then I'll come over to this place. You will see copy. I click copy. You will see it has copied up here. Then I will drag it down, change the color to black. Then I will change the text. See this edit here. When I click edit, I delete whatever is there. Then I write WhatsApp and I click OK. Then I will align it, okay, to fit in here. Then I lock. Now that we see that the whole information we need on this design has been placed. We just need to balance the right. You see the design is looking one-sided, okay? So we just need to balance the right. So we want to add an image. So I click on this and I click import. When I click import, then I'll go to my folder where I have images. I have lots of images. That is why it's taking time to load. Sorry about that. Okay, so I just go over to where I have the image I want to use. Other album and documents. Okay, The image I want to use is right here. Okay, and we can see that the image is on a black background. All right, now anytime you want to remove a plain background color from an image, while clicking on the image, scroll to the right, you will see erase color, this icon here. Okay, click it, then enable it. Okay, then click on this color pick to this color picker here at the center here, click it and move this thing to the black and click OK. You will see that the black has been erased. But if you notice, there are other black colors on the guy's body. So what we'll do is this slider will just reduce it, okay, a little bit. We reduce it a little bit and we click OK. And our image is still having some shades of black. Okay, I will show you how to effortlessly remove those colors without stress. All right, but for this purpose of this class, I can't stop this tutorial now and do it. So let me just use this for this. Then I'll show you the image and I'll show you how to remove it effortlessly without having to look at our image is not looking too good. But this now is our design, which you will be replicating. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do everything before you start this design. Thank you.